Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Dr. Byrnes's TOEFL show. Today we are going to focus on the most important grammar element for solving TOEFL writing sentence-building questions. Mastering this single grammar point will make these questions much easier and much faster to answer. That grammar is noun clauses. Let's begin by understanding why noun clauses are such a big deal. Take a look at this ETS sample Teacher Practice Set 5 for sentence-building questions. By the way, ETS provides 7 free practice sets that cover all sections of the test, so make sure you study them at the very least. Now, look at the sample questions. The words that are underlined in pink give you an important clue. Those underlined words are connectors that introduce noun clauses. In other words, these words indicate that the sentence requires a noun clause. Once you recognize that clue, you already know what kind of structure the sentence needs. This leads us to 3 key questions. What is a noun clause? Why does it matter so much? And how do we build noun clauses correctly? To answer these questions, we first need to understand clauses in general. A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. Clauses can be independent or dependent. An independent clause can stand alone as a sentence. For example, the house is cozy. A dependent clause cannot stand alone, but it functions as an element within a sentence. In English, dependent clauses are divided into 3 types based on their role in the sentence: noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses. Let's review each type briefly. Adjective clauses describe nouns. They are usually formed with relative pronouns or relative adverbs such as who, which, that, and where. For example, the house that I live in is cozy, or the house where I live is cozy. These clauses answer questions like which one or what kind. Adverb clauses describe actions. They are formed with subordinating conjunctions such as when, because, and although. For example, when it rains, I stay home, or because it is raining, I will stay. These clauses tell us when, why, how, or under what conditions something happens. Adjective clauses and adverb clauses are modifiers. They add information, but they are not essential sentence elements. Noun clauses are different. A noun clause functions as a noun. This is a big deal because nouns are essential elements in sentence structure. Noun clauses can appear in the most important positions in a sentence. To understand why this matters, we need to review the 5 basic sentence patterns in English. Even though English may look complicated, every statement in English follows one of only 5 patterns, and every sentence begins with a subject and a verb. Pattern 1 is subject plus verb, as in, the ship sank. Pattern 2 is subject, verb, and subject complement, as in, he became a teacher. Pattern 3 is subject, verb, and object, as in, I called him, or I sank the ship. Pattern 4 is subject, verb, indirect object, and direct object, as in, I sent him a present. Pattern 5 is subject, verb, object, and object complement, as in, I called him a liar. Noun clauses can function in many of these positions. A noun clause can be the subject complement, the object, the indirect object, or the object complement. Noun clauses are most often introduced by question words such as what, who, how, why, how long, and how much, or by subordinating conjunctions such as that, if, and whether. It is important to remember that the same words can sometimes act as relative pronouns or subordinating adverbs. You can only identify a noun clause by looking at how the clause functions in the sentence. Let's look at specific examples. First, a noun clause can function as the subject. For example, whether he agrees is still unclear, or how long the meeting will last depends on the discussion. In both sentences, the entire noun clause acts as the subject. Second, a noun clause can function as the subject complement. For example, the question is whether we should continue, or the issue was how much the project would cost. Here, the noun clause follows a linking verb and completes the subject. Third, a noun clause can function as the object. For example, I don't know if she will accept the offer, or they discussed how long the repairs would take. In these sentences, the noun clause receives the action of the verb. Noun clauses also frequently appear in pattern 4 sentences, where there is an indirect object and a direct object. This is a very common structure in TOEFL sentence-building questions. For example, she told me what had happened. In this sentence, me is the indirect object, and what had happened is a noun clause functioning as the direct object. Another example is, the boss showed us how the system works, or he taught the class why the theory was flawed. In rare and formal cases, a noun clause can function as the indirect object. For example, the teacher gave whoever finished first a reward, or she promised whomever she chose a bonus. Finally, noun clauses can appear in object complement structures, but only with a linking form such as to be. The committee considered the main concern to be how much the delay would affect sales. The board judged the biggest risks to be whether customers would lose trust, and the teacher found the problem to be that students were not submitting homework on time. In each case, the noun clause explains or renames the object through a to-be structure. Now we can clearly see why noun clauses are such a big deal. Sentences with noun clauses feel more complex because they contain 2 subjects and 2 verbs, with one clause embedded inside another clause functioning as essential elements. These core elements are not as visually obvious as adjective or adverb clauses. Woody Allen once said that 80% of success is just showing up. In sentence building, it's the same. If you can identify the key elements of a sentence, you've already solved most of the problem. Spotting what matters is where the test is won or lost. If you can identify the key sentence elements, the rest is almost automatic. All right, that wraps up today. Here's a word of wisdom. Many native English speakers actually find TOEFL sentence-building questions challenging, even though they can answer them correctly. Why? Because native speakers rely on intuition, not explicit grammar knowledge. Their brains recognize these sentence patterns automatically, simply from repeated exposure. Interestingly, when native speakers get stuck, they often can't explain why, because they never formally studied the grammar. For non-native speakers, this is actually an advantage. These questions are logical. If you get stuck, your grammar knowledge can serve as a guide to get yourself unstuck. But under test conditions, with time pressure, you also need a level of intuition, similar to a native speaker. That intuition comes from practice and exposure. To truly master noun clauses, you need to see many sentence structures, practice them consistently, and let the patterns build in your mind. If you want a complete and systematic guide to building noun clauses for TOEFL writing, including advanced academic arguments for C1 level or 26+ scores, you can check out Dr. Byrnes' TOEFL writing course at www.nanhebyrnes.com. There, we cover sentence-building grammar step by step, exactly the way ETS tests it.